This is one of the tasks that the president is like at most responsible of doing it. तो मैंने तो नौकरी लगवाई थी आते ही सबसे पहले.
That once you are in Masters Union, you make sure that you make your way to the seniors. You get abused from both sides. I remember in this campaign, along with the manifesto, we shot the guard. All caps, I'm proud of you.
Point of time.
And Amit Shah was his
और एक चीज जो मैं मतलब मुझे लगता है कि आप मास्टर्स यूनियन में से निकल जाते हो लेकिन आप में से मास्टर्स यूनियन नहीं निकल पाते. So today we are here to make our life easier. From past 4 to 5 years, we have met 500 kids who really wanted to know how to become a student council president of their particular cohort. So I, Samad Pundi from cohort 2, student council president.
And I am Anirudh Jain from cohort 3, student council president.
So giving you a brief background about ourselves, so I have good 8 years of experience in consulting and strategy. Started my career with McKinsey and Company, then joined Takshashila Management Consulting Firm. Recently made a switch and being serving as Chief of Staff in LiveGuard to MDCU.
आपको तो बहुत experience है. I am coming with 5 years of experience in total. Started my journey as technical consultant, moved to management, all pharma clients. Post MU currently with Quantum Consumer Solutions as growth manager. But the format is such that we'll pick up one chit, which is a frequently asked question.
Yeah.
And then we'll try and answer to best of our capabilities.
And it's very surprising कि पहले 5 जो लास्ट के 4-5 cohorts थे, सारे president जो थे वो consultant थे. So I choose the first one. What is the weirdest way you tried to impress someone for vote? So there was someone in my cohort who wanted to have a marketing internship. So I made her feel secure that she will have the internship in marketing. And I tried my level best to get her into a marketing internship in the 3rd month of the cohort. तो मैंने तो नौकरी लगवाई थी आते ही सबसे पहले.
Hostel का issue चल रहा था. So one vote and a vote bank that I gathered was by talking to the management and getting that person the bigger room that he or she wanted.
But you should all go and check C3 hostel. It was like
it was amazing. If someone has no connection in batch or seniors, can they still win?
I don't think so. They can try their level best, but what we have seen and what I have done especially, I have a good connect at the senior level, and that make the progress towards my achievement and the winning.
And that's true. I feel that once you are in Masters Union, you make sure that you make your way to the seniors, to your cohort somehow or the other. Because at the point of voting, these are the members who are voting for you. So you have to make that effort, no doubts.
How did you handle the politics within your cohort during campaign? This is interesting.
We had a batch of 163, so all the candidates that stood for president, we sort of came into this informal gathering and said ki we'll play fair. Eventually, every other person is making some sort of strategy, one to boost their popularity and second to somehow diminish others' popularity. That candidate eventually ended up withdrawing their consent form and all those things. So it played in our favor.
So in my case in cohort 2, what I believe and what I did in terms of politics was I managed to impress a lot of seniors. So that was my hinge at that point of time.
That helped in my favor also.
Yeah. And the reason because like in my batch there were like 60 students and I know what maximum number of votes will I get it from there. And that was the reason why I thought to get into the way to the seniors and make those 3-4 strong influencer senior in my side. How does popularity actually matter, or it is only about the strategy?
Your strategy should define how can you be popular. So it's a PR marketing sort of strategy that you have to make.
So I believe popularity matters more, 70% of popularity and 30% of strategy. The reason is, just giving his example, even before starting a cohort, he used to be there in campus every single day after completing his office. And that was the reason that most of my cohort people know him. He built up his popularity at that point of time, and yes, popularity is the important thing.
I'll pick the next one. How do you manage the conflict between student and admin?
This is one of the tasks that the president is like at most responsible of doing it. So I was like one of the senior members in my cohort. So there were like multiple issues that goes around the hostel, the academics, and there was a lot of conflict that came from the student sides and a lot of pressure that came from the management side. So how I manage, I was in favor of students, and I used to manage the leadership of Masters Union, telling them what is important right now for the students and how we can go ahead of it, doing the root cause analysis of the problem and giving the right frame what exactly can be done on both the sides. So I tried listening to students and tried convincing the management. So this is how I manage the
That's
conflict.
true. You get additional responsibility and you get abused from both sides. So that happens, but like you correctly said, you have to sort of understand the problem, think of a solution, suggest that solution, and then convince both the parties of how is this the best solution for you considering the overall scenario.
What were the top 3 skills that MU president candidate should have? The top 3 skills, one is the communication and the leadership, that whosoever is standing, he or she should have a very strong personality in terms of your communication, in terms of the leadership skills. And the second part is resolving the problem from ground zero. The problem or the conflict or the solution, you need to have the ground reality what is happening. And the third thing is to understand the bigger vision of Masters Union. It's not only about those 16 months or the 12 months, it's how you wanted Masters Union to be the
I feel patience also has to be one of the qualities.
For sure.
Because you have to strategize that every conflict that comes your way, you don't have to impulsively answer that. Sometimes the best strategy is just to hear out, wait it out, find the right moment to tackle it. Because many a times your cohort, even the admin and the alums, they're just looking for a ear that there's someone who can hear me out, and that's the best strategy at that point in time. Usse mein ko yaad aaya, there was this incident in the debate after 45 minutes when the last question was asked. There was this one senior, good friend of yours, and I'm sure that you have recognized. I got a good message, a sweet message from him, all caps, I'm proud of you. And that's something which he also conveyed, that the way you handled all the questions, kept your calm, kept your patience throughout, I'm sure that this will help you throughout the journey.
Why do you think someone should stand for president election?
Yeah, I feel that's the easiest way for you to carve your cohort's trajectory, how you want to see your cohort and the upcoming cohorts. Because you have a much easier access to admin, you have a much easier access to students. If you have certain initiatives that you want to take, which you feel would take Masters Union brand to next level, this is the position that will give you that, it will give you that leeway to make all those changes, to make.
And मेरे ख्याल से this might be your last education as well, the
That's
MBA.
true.
So you should gain those leadership experience at ground level where you can fail fast as well.
100%.
मेरे ख्याल से वहाँ से आप सीख सकते हो how to grow in your career and professionally as well. तो I think मेरे ख्याल से जिसको हसल करने का थोड़ा ज़्यादा मन हो या
वो आ जाए. Okay, what is more important? Good speech or good network?
I believe it should be the combination 60-40.
100%. You
can
cannot
be,
have 100-0. True.
60 can be your network, because I believe the more you reach out to people, the more you reach out to your seniors, admin and the ground staff, people will talk about you, people will speak about you. More than a speech, I believe your manifesto, what you really wanted to do down the lane.
I remember in this campaign, along with the manifesto, we shot the guard of Masters
Shot.
Union. No, like
Short.
shot.
Sanjay
Bhaiya. And the sweetest answer I got from him, कि जब भी भैया आते हैं, he always greets me, says hi, hello, वैसे friend की तरह behave करते हैं.
तेरा good politics तरीका है.
कुछ भी कह लो.
नहीं, it's very much needed to be humble at ground.
100, and it's a lost trait, being humble. I feel.
What's one thing that no one tells about running an election?
My agenda of coming to Masters Union was कि network बनाना. So one of my fears was also the same thing, that I might end up making more enemies than friends.
You will have the division in the batch for sure. There
100%.
might be your thoughts conflict or your way conflict.
Your
anything.
culture, your ethnicity, your way of speaking. That conflict, that
correct.
group can be created on any reason on face of this earth you cannot even think of.
Because some people might like you, some people might not like you at all.
Correct.
but you need to deal with both of them. But by the end of the day, everything, like everyone thinks about like how to grow Masters Union at that point of time.
And Amit Shah always helps.
and Amit Shah. When you say Amit Shah, that means your strategy team.
Do you feel it's worth looking back now? It's worth it looking back now.
Amazing. For sure.
Uh-huh.
So I passed out back in the year 2022, and from last 3 to 4 years, like I am involved in Masters Union just because I had a good connect, I had a good relationship with everyone, and people believed me a lot also.
You learn mandatory skills जो हमने discuss कर चुके हैं, prioritization, stakeholder handling, etc. Secondly, like you said, you make connects with the highest person and the lowest person.
Correct. And
Which
it's a
gives you the
culture of Masters Union, what we have seen from past 4 to 5 years, that if there is something new coming up, they have their alums sitting there, helping them, giving advices and executing it. और एक चीज जो मैं मतलब मुझे लगता है कि आप मास्टर्स यूनियन में से निकल जाते हो, लेकिन आप में से मास्टर्स यूनियन नहीं निकल पाते. Biggest benefit after becoming a president. So for me, I sold my president position a lot in my interviews during my consulting, because that leadership skills that I gain at that point of time and the connects that I gain, I use them a lot.
Even now in any of the events that Masters Union hosts, if we are there, we are called or something like that, first introduction is this only, that these are the presidents of the founding 3 cohorts.
Popularity.
So that title is tagged to you.
Correct. Any last 2 things that you want to say for the upcoming cohorts?
Yeah,
They should stand for a president election. If
100%,
yes,
yeah.
then like what are 2 tips that you really wanted to give?
So when you're standing for president, you don't have to just think of your cohort, you have to think of the bigger ecosystem. And that ecosystem goes even beyond PGP to some extent, not just the alumni, but the other courses within the Masters Union brand. Second tip is to survive in this particular role. Your love for Masters Union has to be at the next level. Otherwise, somewhere down the lane, you will fizzle out.
True. Just continuing to your point, I believe the first thing, you should respect your competitor, other candidates as well. You should have a good, healthy politics, not a bad politics. And you should strategize before coming to Masters Union what you really wanted to do being a candidate. Because the more the popularity in the starting, you will not be able to build. Yeah, it actually grows at that point of time. If you have more questions, then reach out to us on LinkedIn for sure. Okay, but giving a write-up over there, like,
Subscribe and comment your questions.
And comment your questions for sure.
Someone or the other or us, we would answer.
Thank you.